to carry on.
It was overwhelming to lose him in every aspect of my life.
A life that lives on without Brody by her side.
Because it's your child. There's nothing harder on a mom than not being able to fix your kid or to help your kid.
A kid revved up to safely ride with his helmet and his friends one spring day that ended with the 19-year-old gone in an instant.
This was well past really bad.
Brody's bike crashed. The teen declared brain dead soon after.
He looked absolutely perfectly fine. He didn't have a bruise, he didn't have a broken bone, he didn't have a scratch on him. Just looked like Brody.
It was then at Mercy Health Hospital. Megs Emanuel knew her son was coming back, just not as before.
He has given everything. Everything of him he gave, and that's the way he would have wanted it to be. And I could not be more proud of him.
It's been 4 years since that fateful April bike ride. That Doppler beating sound Brody's heart in Air Force veteran Paul Loper Jr.'s chest.
I guess I feel guilty. He was too young, and I hate to see that for him.
But Megs knows her son would have wanted nothing else than to donate all 8 organs. Brody's heart's so perfect, the UW Health heart transplant surgeon told Paul this.
Your heart's twice as strong as the average heart. He said it's phenomenal.
We have that, Brody's heart is kind of the lifeline between us, and it just kind of connects us, and he's amazing the way he honors my boy.
And to further honor Brody's memory, Megs hopes you'll contribute to a cause near and dear to Brody's heart.
He was upset because, we'd go visit my grandmother, and he'd be like, there's some people in here that get no visitors.
So the 8th grader took it upon himself to fundraise for 75 flowers. Also, no nursing home mother felt left out.
And he thought that was just so sad. He's like, they're not going to get flowers on Mother's Day.
Last year, Brody's family raised enough funds to provide 300 flowers to mothers living in nursing homes. And this year, they'd like to see 1,000 get that same treatment.
Really, we need to do something to, honor him in some way that would mean something to him.
So while Brody may be gone, he's continued to blossom in so many ways.
It gave us this gift of, 6 lives that he saved.
In Madison, Catherine Larson, Spectrum News.
Good job, honey.
Talk about racking up the Delta Doggy Miles.
We just had the dog's best interests at heart.
It was a very busy operation that night, and he had to be a focus, and he was a priority as well as our customers.
During Madison's blizzard, Delta passenger service agent Casey Blazo was presented with a big pet problem.
Absolutely, no animal should have to sit in a crate like that overnight.
But Henley, en route to his forever home, almost had to when his flight was detoured to Dane County Regional Airport.
My heartstrings were pulled. At one point, too, we had taken him outside to go to the bathroom, and when it was time to go, he didn't want to leave my side.
And talk about providing special service. It took Casey more than an hour to logistically plan where to put this puppy.
It's a rare circumstance that we have to have an animal overnight to board. And yes, every other business was closed for kenneling.
Except for Hotel K. Boarder Jimmy Killerling braved the winter storm to get the 3-month-old Golden.
He was scared when he originally arrived at the house, and we took him, he was in a kennel, from the car to the bathroom to get washed up. But after the bath, after he got his food, and then he started meeting the other dogs here in the house, he just wanted to play.
After a 13-hour stay, Casey had Henley back on board to Cedar Rapids.
Exactly, his wonderful journey.
To finally meet his new family.
Everybody just took so good care of him.
Because everybody worked like a dog.
It was so heartwarming to just be able to help a little guy like that out.
Looking at that puppy and seeing the result of how much the family was anticipating his arrival, and them having that security, knowing that he was going to be okay, I think that it makes my heart melt. Yeah.
Catherine Larson, Spectrum News. If it's feeling a little hot in here,
And every now and then my daughter comes in here and says, Mom, you're always looking at pictures of men with no shirts on. I said, yes, that's part of the job.
it's a job Nina Lane takes to heart. She personally chooses the cover art
He didn't touch me. He could have. He had the perfect reason to, but he
and
didn't.
pays the bills by
Instead,
putting
he didn't
passion
reflect my
in
fears
every
before.
page.
I am a New York Times and USA Today best-selling author of sexy contemporary romance novels.
And Nina knows romance. Well, it's definitely not dead.
No, romance is alive and well, and readers love it. Romance novels carry a message of hope, of love, of redemption, and who doesn't want that in their lives?
It's why Nina is always dreaming about her next novel.
And I like to think of a story as a roller coaster. Like you take the reader on sort of a hill going up and they sense that something's about to happen, and then you have this swooping, exhilarating downward slide where they find out what happens, and the characters have to go through crises and overcome obstacles, and that's the fun part of writing.
The other part is parenting.
Both of them complement each other, and my children are able to see me being creative. They're very proud of what I do. They haven't read my books, of course, but they think that what I do, as my son says, I have a very cool job.
When it comes to writing her novels, Nina usually spends about 70 hours per week, and she does it right in here in her romantic writing room. Usually she's doing it, though, between the school hours of 8 and 3.
Romance is a job, yes. You have to work for your happy ever after ending, but that's what makes it worth it, right?
Catherine Larson, Spectrum News.
I didn't have a voice for so long.
Once 15 and frightened.
They stole my voice. They said, if you tell anybody, we'll kill your family.
From fear, Teresa Flores found her own way to fight back.
20 years after that, I was still terrified and didn't tell a soul. And so now that I found my voice, I am not going to be quiet, and anybody that wants to hear my story, anybody that wants to do this, we'll do it.
Come follow Flores as she shows you SOAP, an acronym for Save Our Adolescents from Prostitution.
Good morning. I'm with the SOAP Project, and we're a nonprofit that looks for missing kids while they're being trafficked around the country.
Flores targets high and low-end hotels and talks with front desk workers and housekeepers about just this.
These soaps with the National Human Trafficking Hotline number, and they can go into the bathrooms if somebody's being trafficked, or in your public areas as well.
Flores doesn't keep tabs on how many girls SOAP has saved, but it's fair to say hundreds from across the nation.
Got a text a couple years ago, and it just said, "You're the reason I'm free. I found your bar soap," and it gave me the courage to call. And then I said, "Where did you find it at?" And she said, "Chicago," and we've never done soap in Chicago. So you just never know.
Teresa knows the only safe place a girl can go by herself is the bathroom, and that's why these bars of soap are so important. But when a hotel can't take that, she offers them makeup wipes with the same number on the back.
And we did it in Atlanta for the Super Bowl, and we took those to the high-end corporate hotels, and they were like, "Yes, we can take these."
Because Flores believes the hotels and communities across Wisconsin want to help.
Shame is good, just washing away, and we're starting to stand up and want to help out.
It's why she spoke to Slave Free Madison and plans a SOAP outreach in Waukesha next month.
The reason that I do it is because I know what it felt like to be left for dead in a motel. And nobody should know that feeling as a child or as a young adult. These are for the front desk.
Because Flores will never forget who she's fighting for.
We can get her out of that situation.
Catherine Larson, Spectrum News.
Why do we love Marshall?
Hand in hand,
Just cool people here.
this mother and father finally ready to see something so simple, yet so sincere at their hometown fire hall.
It's excited that they did such a thing for Luis.
This flag now hangs while National Guard Specialist Luis Acosta bravely serves somewhere in the Middle East.
It's an honor to have a son who wants to serve for his country, especially for this community, for his people.
Of the 40 volunteer firefighters here at Marshall, it's still unclear who put the flag up in the first place.
We don't know which member did it or why they did it or any of that.
But Second Captain John Harmon says it's not hard to feel something in their fire locker room.
I think it's a great gesture. Being a veteran myself, it's good to see that the department has his back and wants to make sure he has all the support that he needs to carry forward in his new adventure overseas.
Well, here at home, Captain Harmon would like to see other departments copy their effort.
And having this extended brotherhood here in the fire department, knowing that we're all right behind him and anything he needs or any support he needs is, I hopefully it's helps him get through the time that he's away from his family.
And behind his family as they wait for Luis's safe return.
It just feel like the whole country is covering him. The whole United States is helping him.
Catherine Larson, Spectrum News.
It's emotional. I mean, you see these guys separate on job sites all the time, and I mean, you can only say so many thank yous, but it's emotional to see everybody here.
Here, in this home.
When you see somebody that needs help, you give them as much help as you possibly can.
Come with Harlow as she sees for the first time what her community's love can do.
Just been amazed to see all of the subcontractors and everyone coming together and donating their time, their resources, their talent to build a home, sell it, and donate all that money to clinical trials and research.
All so Harlow and hundreds more with neuroblastoma cancer can participate in clinical trials at Milwaukee's Children's Hospital of Wisconsin and across the country.
Pretty incredible feeling. And I hope all of the contractors realize that too. I mean, they know that it's so much more than Harlow alone.
It's why the organization Beat Neuroblastoma, or Beat NB, came up to film the volunteers making the real difference.
The heart of Evansville, I mean, it's the heart of, I guess, human nature is to help somebody in need. When they need help, you're there to help them.
Evansville Electric owner Tom Kundert donating $10,000 in his time and labor.
I mean, you're talking about guys that are coming in that are spending a week on a project and eating material on a project that is their livelihood to survive, and their employees, and they're all coming together and helping out for this cause, which is amazing.
Harlow's father, Andy Phillips, believes that. Because more than a year ago, this house was just a dream, a way to honor his daughter. And now, it's just about done.
Small idea that since I'm in the building industry, I thought an easy way for us to fundraise a little bit of money, and it kind of just snowballed.
This white drywall will soon be the space for the kitchen, and in it will be top of the line, featuring granite countertops and recessed lighting.
These guys didn't come in, the contractors that donated time and material, and just put something cheap in, or just, hey, let's do the minimums. The sense of pride that they've all had is they want to go above and beyond.
All because of a little girl.
This is a home that someone's going to live in one day, and know that just by buying this home and putting your family here, they've helped so many other families.
Catherine Larson, Spectrum News.